The Jamaica Labour Party does not use or endorse the use of social media.
Andrew is a suck cock. You can't have a control again, you want to control, man. Go suck your mama. Bad man, yeah, see that Andrew. Bad man friends today. We're not going to blood clot.
A few moments later.
Man, this is a big.
The latest public apology that came last week from Calvin Campbell, the man believed to have been operating an overloaded vehicle while...
I get my son, and then I get a call after that, so my son jump out.
So my people, today in this upload, Andrew Holness Corrupt the Jamaican police force. This is why.
The latest public apology that came last week from Calvin Campbell, the man believed to have been operating an overloaded vehicle while...
So yes, my people, as you can hear, Neville Bell phone herself. Neville Bell did an interview with Jamaican for Justice Executive Director Michael Jackson and Guard. For real, my people, and me telling you say it's an interview you not go want see, you know, no joke about it. So just stick around until the end of the review. So people, them talk about constitutional rights and the breach of your constitutional right. Jamaican people need to know these things. So people,
because in that regard, your constitutional rights would have been clearly breached. And I think it's...
So yes, my people, me know now wonder what Michael Jackson, Executive Director of Jamaican for Justice, talk about. People, as I say, is a video you know go want see. So viewers,
I get my son, and then I get a call after that, so my son jump out.
before we talk about the Andrew Holness Corrupt, the Jamaican police force, viewers and subscribers, me also having a the review clippings from Reggae Sumfest. Viewers and subscribers, you know say Reggae Sumfest keep and it go on good, you know. Yeah man, me like how all of the artists them perform and thing, viewers and subscribers, because you know say me love music like that, you know. Even though me concerned for the country and I make you know certain things, me still love my music, you know. Yeah man, no joke about it. So people, me just leave on with some clippings of the artist them, you know. Me just want to say me like the enhanced performance, even though him lose him son the other day ago, viewers and subscribers, but him still deliver a good performance. So me just want to say my condolence to you enhance and your family, you know. All the way I go treat. So viewers and subscribers, as I say, me like the enhanced performance, me like the TJ performance. Idonia and Governor deliver a good performance also, viewers and subscribers. Emotional. So people, as I say, me I go leave on with some clippings of the Reggae Sumfest performance them, you know. Viewers and subscribers, just comment and tell me what you think about Reggae Sumfest 2024. If it go on good or if not, you know. Because me I hear a bag of talk in the street say it never go on that good, you know. So more hear what you know think. So people,
Reggae Sumfest. They don't know coming down, jump up, big dirty, big skull down. I mean, hear the pussy them. When the tune are dead, when the tune are dead. The money bring on me style, I'm a melody. Come front. When you free me up, all who want me the dust. See them and free me in.
Because in that regard, your constitutional rights would have been clearly breached. And I think it's...
So yes, my people, here we are talking about Andrew Holness Corrupt, the Jamaican police force. And viewers, as you can hear Neville Bell in the beginning of this video, Neville Bell make we know say the latest public apology we got was from this taxi driver named Calvin Campbell, the taxi driver that overloaded his taxi while sitting in a passenger lap while driving, viewers and subscribers. I guess the police them catch him and demand him to apologize, or I should say force him to apologize, viewers and subscribers, and that is a breach to your constitutional rights, you know. Because who remember this brother from Corona time, you know, that came out and diss up Andrew Holness wicked, and then the police them find him. Viewers,
Andrew Holness is a suck cock. You can't have a control again, you want to control, man. Go suck your mama. Bad man, yeah, see that Andrew. Bad man friends today. We're not going to blood clot.
A few moments later.
Man, this is a big.
I want to apologize sincerely to the Prime Minister, Honorable
So yes, my people, this brother come out and apologize to the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, viewers and subscribers, and me know say I force him, you know, because people don't know say Corona time wasn't a nice time the time there, you know, so me know say I force him, viewers and subscribers, to make this public apology, you know, no joke about it. So people, just comment and tell me what you think about that, because viewers, are the same thing happened to this taxi driver that overload his taxi while sitting in a passenger lap. Him have to publicly come out and apologize to the police them, not Andrew Holness, you know, to the police them. So I who cause it? I who first them see I go fi people pan viral video and make them apologize. So no, so me I say no, viewers and subscribers, comment and tell me what you think about it, you know, because me no want to no say I know Andrew, you know, because it's clear my opinion that still, but me I go want hear what you think about it. So viewers, me I go leave you know the video, you know, so remember to subscribe and click the notification bell so that when me drop the video them, you be the first one to get them. And to all my new viewers, you know, no joke about it, and big up my subscribers them also. So viewers, remember to click the like button also, yeah man, show the channel the support. So viewers, just leave your opinion in the comment section and tell me what you think about this taxi driver being forced to publicly apologize, you know, just because him overload him taxi. Me nah say that right, you know, viewers and subscribers, but if you don't want to apologize, me no feel say you fi apologize for that. Comment and tell me what you think. That are just my opinion. So viewers and subscribers, big up on yourself. It's Indie Media TV. Thanks for watching the video to this far, and hope you enjoy the rest of Sunday so far. Stay tuned for more content as always. It's me, uno boy, Indie Media TV.
All right, folks. So the latest public apology that came last week from Calvin Campbell, the man believed to have been operating an overloaded vehicle while seated in the lap of a passenger, sparked some growing concerns about the recording and release of what appeared to be coerced apologies from individuals accused of wrongdoing by authorities, with some suggesting that the practice may infringe upon their constitutional right. I don't know if you remember this young man during COVID was told to go in and say, now go in, and then find him under the bed, and he had to do an apology, and that seems to have been, I will say, coerced as opposed to forced. But with us is the Jamaicans for Justice Executive Director, Michael Jackson, who has some interesting points. Morning, my friend. How are you? Welcome to Smile.
Morning. Thank you so much.
First thing, how would you know if it's coerced?
Well, that's a good question, and that's the reason for us saying to the Jamaica Gleaner that in this particular situation with the taxi driver, there is no evidence to suggest that he was coerced in speaking. But there are some videos, for example, the one that you made mention of where the gentleman was, seen, being pulled from under the bed. I think that circumstance, that it raised an eyebrow. It made you uncomfortable as a human rights practitioner. And if someone say to their attorney afterwards that, listen, the police compelled me, forced me to make a public apology, then it would lead room to possibility of a lawsuit against the state, because in that regard, your constitutional rights would have been clearly breached. And I think it's worth explaining to the viewers that when you talk about some of these issues, it's not an airy-fairy conversation that we're having. And I really do encourage people to recognize some of the rights that we have in our charter. And I encourage you to go to section 16 of the Constitution of Jamaica. Because in other words, unless it is that you were pulled over for a road traffic offense, and a uniformed police officer say to you, may I have your driver's license, may I have your name, may I have your address, beyond sharing that information to a uniformed police officer, you are not encouraged to speak at all. Let me be very clear. Any attorney worth their salt would say to you, do not give any information beyond that, because you would be giving an admission of guilt. Now, if voluntarily you say, you know what, I think I really did something wrong, or I think I didn't do something that I want the public to understand that I'm genuinely sorry for. The real word here is voluntarily doing that. But no one can force you to testify in your own trial. No one can force you to speak and apologize, not even the judge, because you have a constitutional right not to self-incriminate. And that's an important concept, principle, entrenchment in the Constitution I want the viewers to understand.
In the instance that you just said just now that you're encouraged or discouraged from speaking or sharing more information than name, address, etc., and producing your driver's license in the instance of a traffic violation or alleged traffic violation, otherwise you're potentially self-incriminating, or it can be conceived as an admission of guilt. In other instances where it's clear that you have violated some edict, some law, some act of law, and you are asked to apologize, what's so wrong if you have done this thing and you're asked and you comply?
You know what? Again, no attorney worth their salt will be saying to you to extend an apology, unless it is during the court of law, during the course of the proceedings. We understand that sometimes an apology, you being actually remorseful for an action, may be used as what you would call a mitigating factor to say, you know what, this person perhaps could have been fined 5,000 Jamaican dollars, but because they're seemingly remorseful, let me give them 1,000 Jamaican dollars. So you can find that your sentence or fine can be reduced, but no authority can even ask you to apologize. Because when you are being arrested, for example, by law, the police must issue what we call a caution. The police must say to you, Mr. Williams, I want to let you know that you have a right to remain silent. I want to let you know that you have a right to an attorney. I want to let you know that if you cannot afford an attorney, the state can provide one through what we call a duty counsel. I want to let you know that while you're in police custody, you can contact anyone you wish. For example, a relative, your religious leader. I want to let you know that these are the charges that I'm putting before you. I want to let you know that you understand all of the circumstances that is happening right now and all of the rights that are afforded to you in law. That is what the law enforcement officer must do. Any state authority must do that. Beyond sharing that information, they should not be asking you anything else. And I remember when this matter came up a few years ago, the police had in fact recognized that that is something that the officers ought not to be doing, and it was discouraged. So I really want to say to law enforcement, desist from doing it, because you're actually breaching an individual's constitutional right.
At the end of the day, so he apologized, and then him call him lawyer after that, and then him tell him lawyer, well, is them asked me to apologize, I never really want to do it. What's the recourse at the end of the day?
Well, I think it's a couple of things that the court will be looking at, whatever chain of evidence perhaps that would have emanated from that apology. And, so for example, you apologize, but you would have self-incriminated and given other evidence. That is something that the court certainly would weigh in that particular circumstance. But generally speaking, if your constitutional rights have been breached, then your attorney, Jamaicans for Justice, you can make a report to the Office of the Public Defender, to IProbe, Indicom, depends on the circumstances of it, and then you can find yourself going before the Constitutional Court, which is the Supreme Court of Jamaica.
Yeah. Back to Gart's question when he said if him do something wrong and he want to apologize. So are you suggesting, or maybe I should say you're not suggesting, that if I feel like I want to apologize, even though my lawyer not there, I mustn't apologize till my lawyer tell me exactly what to do and stuff? Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm saying to the public, be aware of your rights and understand the consequences of when you speak. Now, if you are genuinely remorseful of an action or inaction, and you feel compelled to extend an apology, it must be because you feel compelled to. It must be voluntary, rather.
Okay.
However, I'm also saying to the public that an attorney would remind you that you have a constitutional right against self-incrimination. You have a constitutional right against speaking and remaining silent and having an attorney before you are even questioned by the law enforcement officer. And an attorney would also explain to you that anything you say in that moment can be used against you as your matter is pursued before the courts.
Fair enough. Well explained. Good to see you as always.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Yeah, man. God bless.
But that's Jamaicans for Justice Executive Director, Michael Jackson.